If you have beaten the Ender Dragon at least once, chances are you have seen one of these end gateways, and you probably know that they take you to the outer end islands. These gateways can also lead to the void if manipulated correctly. Why would you want to do this? Well, it's a perfect place to set up a villager void trading hall or all of your big giant ugly farms that you still want easy access to. So how can we manipulate one of these special end gateways? To start, locate an unused end gateway. The easiest way to tell if it's been unused is it's a freshly generated gateway. So right after you kill the first dragon, the first gateway that generates is unused until you go through it. So if you know you've used the first one, go ahead and kill the dragon one more time, and you'll see a new one appear with some purple lines going up and down from the gateway. Once you've located your unused gateway, what you want to do is come right up to the top bedrock here and take note of the coordinates that they are. So right there on the right hand side, you can see targeted block is 91, 77, 29. What we're going to do is take note of those coordinates 91 and 29. Get 4 to 6 stacks of any block, a few stacks of torches, and at least one endstone. You will also need a way to get out to the outer end islands without using the gateway, so an elytra and firework rockets work perfectly, but if you don't have those, you can also build a flying machine. Now, an optional step that you can take is you can load a lightmatic that outlines where you need to put blocks in order to load the gateway closer in.
If you don't know how to use Lightmatica, my fellow Afterlife member Hubone has an amazing tutorial, and I'll have that linked in the description below.
So what you can do is you can load schematics, and you can use the Lightmatic that I have provided in the description, which was created by No One Listens to Me from the SciCraft Discord. Then go ahead and click Load Schematic. And right now I have rendering off, but as you can see, a line will appear like so. What you want to do is press M for the settings, go to Loaded Schematics or Schematic Placements and click Configure. And you want to change its placement origin to 0, 29, 0. Now once that's done, you're good to set off to the outer end islands without using the gateway. Alright, so now that you've made it out to the outer end islands, if you have the Lightmatic loaded, you'll see some of these cool little tracks with chunks in the end, and those are going to be really useful. But if you don't have Lightmatic installed, no worries. What you can do is download a text file in the description below, and that will have a bunch of info that you will also need in conjunction with this stuff.
Just a quick note that Massa provided the coordinates on that text sheet with one of his mods. He's an amazing coder and mod maker for the Minecraft community, so check him out. I'll have links in the description.
Now check the coordinates that you took for the gateway, which for us was 9129, but for you it may be different. Then in the text file, look for the gateway with those coordinates, and for me that's gateway number 2. Now once you've located the gateway on the text file, what you want to do is you want to look for chunk 1, which is for me chunk 60 and 19. So open the F3 debug menu and look to your left and you'll see chunk and then some numbers. What you want to do is find the chunk that's listed for your gateway. So for me, again, the very first one is 6019. So it looks like I'm at 6413. Looks like I'm going to have to go right over to that block over there. This is the Lightmatica. If you don't have that installed, press F3 and G. You can navigate chunks pretty easily. So as you can see, chunk 6019 is right here in this chunk. And all you got to do is get a block into this chunk. So since I have creative, I'm just going to speed everything up by doing /set block here.
A quick note, make sure that this is at Y29 because the endstone needs to be at Y30 or higher in order to generate a end gateway.
But if you don't have that, you're going to have to make a line of blocks from the nearest end island, which unfortunately for us, this one is quite far away. But lucky for us, we only need to put blocks in this one and chunks inwards. So now that you've got your first block in your first chunk, you need to go down to the next chunk, which for me is 6019 again. So I need to have 2 blocks in this chunk. Well, at least 2. So what we're going to do is go to this edge here, and boom, we're now at the edge of chunk 6019. Then the next one it looks like is 5918. So that means we're going to have to go along the edge of this chunk and then do a diagonal to 5918 right here, and then destroy that block there. Then keep going down to chunk number 3, or sorry, chunk number 4 for us, which is 5818. So we're going to have to just follow this along the edge until we get to 5818.
So I continued by making sure that I put a block in every chunk that was listed in the text file until I got to the final chunk.
So as you can see, I now have blocks in all the chunks that I need, and as you can see, it also doesn't really matter the way in which you do it. You could do it like me, very messily, or you can do it systematically, going along chunk borders or something like that. But the real thing here is that you need to make sure that there's blocks within the chunks listed in that text file, and then you're going to get to your final chunk, which is going to be the bottom chunk on that list, and for me is 4514. So if we press F3, you can see chunk 4514, and if we load the Lightmatic, you'll see a big chunk filled with glass. Now this chunk is the chunk that your portal actually is going to generate in, and there's one more step that you need to do. You need to make sure that there is an endstone above Y29. So right here, looking at this block, you'll see that's Y level is Y29. That's why I said to put the Lightmatic at Y29. So now what you're going to do is then put your endstone at least 1 block above, and then the portal itself will generate 10 blocks above this endstone. So what we'll do is we'll head back to the main end island, and we will go through our gateway for the very first time now that we've set up everything out in the outer end. And as you can see, we ended up right here, and we generated our gateway right where it needs to be. So you can follow these steps for every single one of these gateways, and you can have all these gateways close in to the void. I will be doing this project in survival on the AfterLife SMP, and I will be building a giant villager system out in the end. So yeah, check it out. That will be a very big, fun project. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any other suggestions for tutorials, please put them in the comment section below. Bye bye.